Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here, and in this video I'm going to answer the #1 question I get about low voltage landscape lighting is how do I wire my lights? So this video is going to consist of two parts. The first part is me physically in the field showing you how to use waterproof connections and how to make those landscape lighting wiring connections. The second part of this video is going to be a wiring diagram where I'm actually going to walk you through and explain how to run your wire, how to go from your transformer to that last light, how to wire that last fixture on the line. So this is going to answer most of, if not all, the questions that you guys have about how to wire your landscape lights. So if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for all kinds of great landscape lighting videos, and go check out all our other free resources at lightingdoctor.ca. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave your comments below.
All right guys, now the fun stuff, wiring your lights. I'm gonna recommend if you're doing this for your first time, you're not real confident, start wiring your lights from the transformer. That way you can actually wire it in and you can test them as you go to make sure you're not making any mistakes or anything like that. Do 2 or 3 lights, turn on your transformer, make sure they work. If they work, great, turn it off and then keep going. It'll just save you some headaches of trying to find any shorts in the system. If you go wire everything and then you turn it on and it doesn't work, it's just easier to kind of test them as you go if you're not confident yet or it's the first time. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go and wire our lights in now. So we left our wire out, we left our loop, we've got some extra wire. So we're just going to untie that now, and you can see we got lots of extra room. Probably don't need all this, but it's nice to have. The nice thing with low voltage wire is there is no polarity. There is no plus or minus. It's a question I get all the time. If you want, go ahead. There's writing on the wire and you can totally do that. But I'm telling you, with the low voltage lights that we deal with, you don't need to worry about that. So how you get started, I've got my wire cutters. I'm basically just gonna go cut that line now where this light is gonna be going in. Then I've got my 2 strands. I'm gonna go split those wires so that I've got 2, and I'm going to go do the same thing here. And then you only need to strip about, maybe an inch or so off of the end of those wires. I like to twist them tight together. It's going to fit into the connectors better, so you'll see that in a second. I've got my wire that's coming from my transformer, so I got to go strip those wires. And then I'm going to twist those, and then the other set of wires I have is now I have the wires coming from my fixture. Now sometimes you might see some lights that have 2 colors of wires and stuff. It typically doesn't matter which ones you use. Again, there's no polarity that you have to worry about. So how you go connect these now is you want to make sure you're using a good waterproof connector. We like using the BVS2 water connectors for 2 reasons. 1, they're gel filled, they're super waterproof, and 2, they're really, really easy to use and really easy to install. So at every single light, I'm going to need 2 of these. So if you can see, there's 2 larger terminals or 2 larger ports on these, and then a smaller one. The larger ones are going to be for my 12-2 wire that I've got coming out from my transformer. So I'm going to have one of those wires going in, and then I've got my 12-2 wire that's going out to my next light. So I've got one of those wires going into the other terminal. And then that leaves me with 1 extra spot for my small 18 gauge wire that comes off my light. So I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to push it all the way up into the gel, and then I'm just going to snap that tight till I hear the click, and now those wires are secure. So now I got 3 wires left. I got 1 more connector. I got 3 holes. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to put one of our 12-2 wires that's coming from the transformer. We're going to throw that into one. We're going to take our wire that is going out to our next light. We're going to throw that in the other terminal. And then lastly, we've got 1 more wire coming from the fixture that we're going to throw in the tiny hole. And then we're going to push them all nice and tight, snap that, and we're done. As an added measure, even though these connectors are nice and they'll snap those wires tight together, if you want to add an extra layer of protection to make sure that those wires are not going to come apart, I like to just zip tie my extra wire that's coming off my fixture. I don't want to cut it, I want to leave it, because if I ever want to move this light, I don't want to have to rewire this. So now I got 10 feet in any direction that I can go and move this. And then I'm just going to zip tie those wires together so that I can make sure that they're not going to get pulled apart now. I'm going to go do that, get it nice and tight. It's all waterproof. I'm going to go bury that now at the base of every light, which is something I'd recommend, because now if you ever have a trouble with this light, you know where to find those connections, as opposed to if you have those connections buried 10 feet away, well, you got to dig up 10 feet of wire to go find it. So bury them at the base, finish burying your light and all your wire, and then now you can move on to the next one. Okay guys, so we're still wiring our lights here. We've wired all our lights from the transformer, we've tested them, and they all work great. Now, I'm at my last fixture, and I don't have a wire that's going to another fixture. This is the end of the line. So how do I wire that last light? Well, a lot of times what people do is they'll take all the wires and they'll try and jam them all into one connection. But what that does then, all of a sudden it shorts out the system. And this happens all the time. All your lights are wired, everything's working, and then for some reason I wired that last one and now nothing works. That's typically the reason. So I'm going to show you guys how to wire that last light on the line. So just like the previous video, we still need our two connectors at each fixture, because we're still going to have our 2 sets of wire coming off our 12-2. So same thing as before, we're going to split those and we're going to strip the ends of that. And then we've got our 2 wires that are coming from our fixture, right? So now what we're going to do, and this is where the math gets tricky, but now we got our connector, we got 3 holes, and we got another 3, so we got 6 holes, but we only have 4 wires. So the way we go and wire that is now the wire goes into that one terminal, and this other one stays free, and then you wire your light into that connector as well. So in this last light on the line, you're only going to have 2 wires in the connector as opposed to 3, because we don't have another wire going to the next fixture. And then I've still got 2 wires left. I'm going to take my connector, I'm going to put the big wire in the big hole, the small wire in the small hole, and snap that tight, and voila, we're done. That's how you go and end the line. You want to make sure you still have 2 connections at every single fixture, even that last one. The only thing is, on the last one, you're going to have an extra hole. Sometimes what you can do is, say you know that you're probably going to put another light down the road. Well, you can always run another wire out to the field and then just end it with 2 of these. But make sure when you do that, same thing. Say this was, we didn't know if we were going to put a light down here or add a light later. So we're just going to run our wire, our 12-2 wire, down the line, and then we're just going to cap it off with this, so we make sure no water or anything gets in it. But then when we're ready to go add a light later, now we can just open these up, and then we can come and we can plug our fixture into this and add that extra light. So hopefully that makes sense. But again, last light on the line, you still need 2 connectors. There's just going to be an extra hole in each connector. Okay guys, we're at a point now here where we're running all our lights. We've got most of our lights along the house, but I got a section of only 4 lights over there. Well, I don't want to have to run wire all the way back around to those lights. So a question I always get asked is, well, can I tee into the line somewhere? Yes, absolutely you can, and that's what we're going to do here. And I'm going to show you how to do this. You can use this same principle if you're coming off of a transformer and you want to run a line that way and a line this way. You can tee at the bottom of the transformer too, but I'm going to show you how to go do that. So we've got our wire that's running across, and we've got our wire that we're going to send out to that new area. So same as before, we're going to split those wires, and then we're going to strip the ends of those, you know, again, roughly about 1 inch or so off the end of those. So that's our line that's going out to our 4 lights off in the distance. And then we've got our continuous line here that we're just going to cut into and we're going to make our T. So same thing, we're going to split. We're going to strip the ends off our line that's coming from our lights, and then we've got our line that's going to the rest of the lights. And then we've got our other line that's going to our other 4 lights. So now I got 3 sets of 12-2 wire. But we can't use these connectors now because we only got 2 holes for the 12-2 and we got a small hole for our fixture. So this is not going to work, so we can't use that. So what we're going to use is we're going to use these. We're going to use these DBRY connectors. Again, waterproof, gel filled. These are pretty much bulletproof once you get them installed. But now what we're going to do is we're going to tee in. So we've got 1 wire coming from our fixtures, 1 wire that's going out to our fixtures, and then we got that 3rd line now that's going out to our other set of fixtures. We're just going to twist all those together, and then we're going to throw our moret on there and twist those all together. And then we're going to take our tube that's full of gel, we're going to open that up. There's even slots for the moret that you can just slide it right on top. Push it all the way to the end so that everything fills up, so you're not going to get water in there, and then you just snap that tight, and those wires are not coming out of there. And then you still got your three other sets of wires, or 2 other sets of wires here. We're going to go and we're going to put all those together. And the reason again that you can't do this with our little BVS2 connectors is because the 3 holes in there are not big enough to hold 3 of the 12 gauge wires. So we need to use a bigger connector. So again, we're going to twist all those together with our moret. We're going to open up our gel filled tube. We're going to push that into our tube, and then we're just going to snap that tight. And voila. So again, we've got our wires coming from our lights, going out to our lights on both ends. We've just teed into the line. You can use this at the base of the transformer too if you don't want to run 2 lines directly from the transformer, or maybe you have a transformer that doesn't have a terminal big enough to run 2 sets of wires. You can drop it down, tee it off to the front and the back, but you want to make sure you're using these connectors because they're going to be big enough to handle all the wires.
So now that you've seen how we actually wire it, I just want to show you this diagram so it shows you how to lay out the wire and exactly what it looks like in the field. Now, this is an example of just daisy chaining the lights. So forgive me, I'm not the best artist, but let's say we got 4 lights on our system. Best to, most times is just daisy chain them. What that means is just going from light to light to light. In this case, I'm going to show you, because there's a question I get all the time, is what if I need to tee off to 1 light or a couple lights off in the distance? And I'll show you exactly what that looks on the diagram, but you guys already seen how we use the BVS2 connectors and how we use the DBRY connectors, which are these. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to start from your transformer and you're going to have your 12-2 wire, right? So this in essence is actually together, but you're going to split it at the fixture. And you're going to run that wire to that first fixture. So you're going to have half of that 12-2 wire is going to go into one of those connectors, as I just showed you. And then the other half is going to go out towards your next light. And then you're going to have your 2 wires off your fixture. So one of those wires off the fixture is also going to go into that connector. And if I just show you a quick close-up of that, you can see how that works. So I've got my 12-2 going into the large port on the BVS2 connector, and then I've got another wire going out to the fixture. And then I have my smaller wire coming off my fixture is going to go into that smaller terminal. Now remember, again, every single light is going to have 2 of these connectors. So the other half of that 12-2 wire now is going to go in to my larger connector, and then it's going to continue on to my next fixture. And then I've got my additional wire from my fixture that's going to go into that small terminal on these BVS2 connectors. So just keep that in mind, and then you go to your next light. So in this case, I've actually shown an example of where we would tee off. But if we were to just keep going, you would just have this wire would continue to these ones. You'd make your 2 connections here, and then you can see it goes to your last one. And I'll talk about how you do your last fixture in a second. But you will notice on this last fixture, you still have 2 connections. This is a very common mistake that most people make. Then, so now you've got that one section of lights that you want to run some wire to. Now this is where you're going to use those DBRY connectors. Again, like I showed in the previous video, you're going to have 3 larger cables now because you have your 12-2 wires coming in, and then you have to have that 12-2 wire going out to feed the rest of the lights. But then you're also going to run that 12-2 wire now to that extra light or extra set of lights down the road. So you're going to have 3 12-2 wires sticking into these connectors. You're not going to fit all 3 of those into the small connections and the small holes that are on the BBS2 connector. You just can't get 3 of them in there. So that's why we use this DBRY connector. But again, you're still going to have 2 connectors at every single connection that you're going to do, because you have to have wire coming in, wire going out, and then you've either got a wire going to your fixture, or you're going to tee it off and you're going to run to this last one here. So again, if I go to a close-up of that, this is what it looks like. So we have our fixture that we're running our wire from. We've got our 12-2 cable going. We're going to split that, and we're going to go into the DBRY connector, and then it's also going to go out to our next fixture. But remember, now we're running that extra line to an additional fixture, so we're going to have one more 12-2 cable going out that way, and we're going to have to do that twice because there's another set of 12-2 cables that going in, going out, and then we got to go to that last fixture. So that's what it looks like close up, and this is what it looks like at every single fixture. Now, like I just talked about, when you get to that last fixture, what happens is the only thing that changes is now we don't have another wire coming out of these 2 terminals that's going on to the last fixture, because this is the end of the line. Now, what a lot of people do in this case is they try and jam all 4 of these wires into these connectors, and that's not going to happen. It's going to short out your system. Happens all the time. People wire all their lights, everything worked great, and then for whatever reason I wired my last light, everything stopped working. That's why, is because even at that last fixture, you still need 2 connectors. So you got your 12-2 cable, you're going to split that and have it going into the one connector, and then you're going to have your fixture wire going into the small terminals. You're going to have an extra hole at the last fixture on the line, and you're going to do the same thing again. You still have 2 connectors. That other half of the 12-2 is going to go into the larger terminal, and then the smaller wire from the fixture is going to go into that smaller one. You snap those tight together, and then you're done. So again, this is typically what it looks like. Some people used to talk about doing a big hub where you would just have your 12-2 wire going to the middle, and then you would just have wires going out to every light. In my opinion, there's so many more wires that you got to worry about now running through the lawn. I find it tougher to troubleshoot when you're doing something like that, because now you just have a big ball of 8 wires all going into a middle hub. So when you hear guys talking about hub and spoke and all that kind of stuff, for the most part, especially with LED, that might have been something you had to talk about with halogen. But as much as possible, you just want to daisy chain those lights, which means just keep going in sequence. But if you have to tee off somewhere that makes your life easier, that's fine. You can do that. You're just going to have to use a slightly different connection. So hopefully the video of me actually doing this and this diagram will help explain that. If you have more questions about what size transformer to use, search Lighting Doctor. How to size your transformer. There's some videos, and I'll do a more in-depth one of that, as well as if you're wondering how to manage voltage drop and how many lights I can put on a line. Again, go search Lighting Doctor voltage drop, and you'll see a whole bunch of videos. And again, I will make a more comprehensive one that explains that, but I really wanted to show you guys in the diagram what it looks like. Remember, biggest mistake people make is you still need to have 2 connections at every single light, even those last ones. You're just going to have extra holes in those connectors. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this answered a bunch of questions. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for more great tips.